everyone, it's Pavla, and in this video I'll be answering some of your questions about LSE. Alright, so let's get started. So the first question I received is, how is student life in London and grad school compared to undergrad, including atmosphere, customs, lifestyle, etc.? I experienced university both in the Philippines and in Canada, so there are obviously cultural differences across these different places, but studying in London and at LSE was actually the very first time that I was living alone. So as for lifestyle, there was a lot of adulting and making responsible decisions, especially considering that the biggest difference between a master's program and doing your bachelor's or an undergrad is that there's a lot more independent learning expected of you in the master's. In my experience in undergrad, I feel like there are a lot more marked or graded checks in place, like projects, assignments, tests, etc., that keep you on track throughout the term. But doing my master's program at LSE, I would only have one mark submission to hand in at the end of the term, and that would comprise my overall mark for the entire course. So I think in grad school, it is really up to you. It is really your responsibility to keep yourself on track so that you can get through the course and the term and the entire program. Another thing to add is that London is a city where there is just so much happening. There's so many things to explore, so that can be another temptation as well. So if I had to sum up my grad school experience at LSE and in London, I would say it was about finding a balance to be able to handle all my responsibilities and to enjoy my time here as well. And the next question I received is, why did you choose LSE in London? Well, I chose to study in London because I really wanted to study in LSE. Honestly, LSE was my one and only choice for grad school. Also, I'm not very good in learning languages, so I wanted to live and study in a place that predominantly communicates in English. As to why I chose LSE and specifically my master's program in gender, media, and culture, I actually made a separate blog on that. It's called How I Got to LSE, and if you guys are interested in that, I will have it linked up here. Alright, so for the third question I have, what was your experience applying to study in LSE and was it stressful? So was it stressful? Yes. I would say for the most part, yes, it was really nerve-wracking, especially because LSE was my only choice for applying to graduate school. And on top of that, I was also applying during the pandemic. I was actually initially accepted to join the 2020-2021 cohort, but I had to make the very difficult decision to not go to LSE during that time. And I decided to reinstate my application and try again for the next year. And so that's why I'm here. I also happen to talk about my experience with the application process in the video I just talked about. So again, refer to that video, how I got to LSE. I also talk about how I wrote my personal statement and how I chose my program specifically. So check that out if you're interested about those things. So from my experience doing the application process, I would say read the instructions very carefully, have enough time to work on your applications, especially with getting your letters of reference, working on your personal statements, doing all the visa requirements and so on. And also what really helped me was to have an advisor or someone I can talk to about my application. So I did that with my undergraduate academic mentor, and that was really, really helpful. And those are just some things you can do to take away the stress of doing the application process. And for the next question, it is also still about applying to LSE. How different is the application process for a non-resident? Someone else also asked, what are the requirements to apply to LSE? I mentioned visa requirements earlier because I am an international student, and I think that's probably one of the more stressful portions of the application. So that is the major difference. If you are a non-UK resident, then you will also have to apply for a student visa, and the requirements for that differ depending on your country of origin. Also, I have to say that the requirements to apply for LSE differ depending on what type of program you're applying to, if you're doing an undergrad versus master's, etc. For example, some master's program might require you to do like a GRE or GMAT type test. So for these reasons, it would be impossible for me to list out the different requirements in this video. But LSE provides the information throughout your application process, and it is also available on the LSE website. So I'm going to show you where you can check the website here. For program requirements, please check the entry requirements section under each individual program. For non-UK residents, please see the information for international students page, which you can find under the Study at LSE section of the website. Select your country for country-specific information about your application. And finally, still under the Information for International Students page, please see the Visas and Immigration section for visa advice. From here, these pages should direct you to other relevant sections if you are an international student looking to apply at LSE. And the last question I received here is, what are the best things about LSE? I really enjoyed being in a learning environment where everyone was just so dedicated and passionate and engaged with what we were learning and the work that we were doing. Here, I'm not only referring to the professors and lecturers and other faculty members, I am also talking about the peers that you will be surrounded by. And I guess my answer for this is also related to the first question about what is the difference between grad school and undergrad. At LSE, learning is not just a one-way dialogue from teacher to student. Instead, there are more opportunities to discuss and share and debate and ask questions. So it is really a more engaging experience, and I feel like the people who you are surrounded with are those who really want to be there. And this is something that I just really enjoyed and appreciated during my time at LSE. So those are some of the questions that you wanted to ask about LSE. If you would like me to do another one of these videos, please leave your questions in the comment section below. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.